may not be aware of this, but it is true, Al will confirm this. After a degree at Trent Poly, Alan did work in the airline industry. He worked as an engineer for British Airways at Heathrow, not as has been suggested as a test pilot for Airfix. The opening of IKEA in Bristol led to a ban for a DT department, and Alan was teaching elsewhere in South Gloucestershire before making the big step up to QEH in 1993. In fact, it was very big steps. He had trouble getting up the steps for his interview. Alan made an immediate impact with an efficient manner, and soon they did the department running smoothly, very effectively. There must be still in Bristol a huge selection of desk organisers and mobile phone holders made from a selection of plastic and wood. On the rugby front, Alan was a notable scrum half playing for Cleve. In fact, he considered himself to be a Welsh rugby missionary, who then passed on this knowledge to QEH. Reminds me of the old joke, what do you call a Welshman in a Rugby World Cup final? The referee. Initially, he coached the under-16 squad for 10 years, very successfully, before moving on to become first-team backs coach, and also relishing working with the senior rugby sevens. There are hundreds of boys who have benefited from his knowledge, expertise, and enthusiasm. There have been great personal memories for me working with Al at this time, the unbeaten first-team season of 2005, fantastic cup run which took us to Saracens at the National Cup Vars, and many successful days playing the National Sevens in London, where we reached the second day on a number of occasions, no mean feat when playing against 140 other schools. Alan is superstitious, or he wasn't, he is now. Alan used to have a wooden sign with the words Queen Elizabeth Hospital RFC on the front, and we used to place it in the front of the coach for away matches. A number of years ago, we were taking the first and seconds to Prior Park College in Bath on a Thursday afternoon. We were running late, and I said to Alan, had he picked up the sign for the rugby store cupboard by the main doors? Alan said we didn't have time to get back, so just get on with it. I can't remember the results, but I do remember we had 2 injuries which needed to go to the Bath RUH. One was on a stretcher, and the other with a large gash in his head, not something we could quite sort with a medical kit bag. An ambulance arrived, and I took the boys along with the plan was for Alan to travel back on the coach, and I would make my own way back to Bristol after the parents arrived at the hospital. Little did I know what was to happen. As the coach left Prior Park with Alan and the rest of the boys, the coach caught the main gate on the way out. One of the huge side windows shattered like a gun had gone off, scattering glass everywhere. Alan phoned the coach company. He said it would take 2 hours for replacement, so he made the decision to move the boys in front of the coach, and they had a very drafty drive back to Bristol. Alan never forgot the sign again. Alan's love of organisation led him to become tour manager of some amazing rugby tours, which were the first at QEH. It was Australia in '98 when Alan masterminded a fundraising campaign to take 40 boys there for 3 weeks and raised the incredible amount of £25,000 by dinners, cycles, car washes, etc., which was an incredible testament to Alan's dedication. Further tours followed with Australia, New Zealand and Fiji in 2001, and also the sound of Fijians singing their farewell lament will stick with Alan and myself for a long time. He went on to organise a further 5 tours to South Africa, as well as to South America and Italy. In 2009, we went to South America. If you like countries with a totally corrupt government and guys with dodgy moustaches, then Paraguay is the place for you. We were playing a club side in the evening, and they asked if we could provide a referee for a local junior match they had before ours, and they'd be honoured for one of us to ref. Alan naturally volunteered. What they forgot to mention was that the president's son would be playing. Alan was a little surprised to see 2 armed guards with rifles patrolling the pitch during the game. For Aussie barbecues and New Zealand hanging, a South African bride, amazing game drives, whitewater rafting, zip lining, jet boating, some tough fixtures in elite boarding schools and townships. Nothing has been beyond Alan's organisation. There's a huge number of QH boys with lifetime memories and a lot to thank him for. After a particularly emotional visit to Township School in the Western Cape, Alan's been instrumental in the fundraising, which we still do, to fund some of the boys from the township to go to the local fee-paying school. Alan, for almost 25 years, has been the man with the starting pistol on Sports Day. However, he's not always been firing blanks. And we are very fortunate to have his son Samuel with us for 7 years. He followed in his father's footsteps as a scrum half, and I know Alan was rightly very proud as he played for the first 15 rugby and the first 7. It will be very difficult for anyone to fill Alan's shoes, even though they're obviously not very big. QEH will miss a great stalwart who's been loyal and incredibly reliable in every aspect of his time here, whether that's head of DT, form tutor on the sports field. We've been incredibly lucky to have someone here like Alan. If we cut him down the middle, you definitely have QEH down the middle, and it's been a pleasure to know him as a colleague and a friend. Alan leaves us with great memories, and I know he's keen to spend more time on the golf course and also doing his bird watching. So Alan, many thanks. Diolch yn fawr iawn, which I believe says Welsh, thank you very much. And finally to present to Al, we've got a QEH Colours cap with his name on it with 1993 to 2021 services to rugby.
But I'll sort of miss that so much. We have a fantastic staff here. We all get on so well together. The banter is fantastic, and I know some people think of banter these days. I don't know if we're always allowed to use that term, but it makes it a pleasure to come to work. I've had my time, and I think it's time to go now. I'm going to do something. But incidentally, I've got to say, I was supposed to tell you, wasn't that there's some new binoculars to hopefully maybe spot a few more birds in my retirement. So, the last thing to say really is just wish you all the very best for the future, and keep on doing all the fantastic stuff that you've done so far. Thank you.